What's up, guys? We are back live. We're doing UFC Paris, Imavov versus Borralho, live during Dana White Contender Series. Obviously, I'm your host, Picks by Pegasus. I'm here with Dre V, Key 3 Picks, and our very special guest, Andrew Gomis. You know, your face hasn't been seen around in a while. We don't see you on shows anymore on Friday, stuff like that. We miss you around here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be popping back in. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, what do you think of this card so far? Are you happy to see this Paris card?
Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, every time there's a week off, they kind of leave you hungry. So I feel like just getting anything right now is good. But yeah, there's some good fights on it.
Yeah, it's definitely, what are they? It's up to 14 again. You know, this guy Mandalo just slept Silva.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
He slept him. All right.
I gotta see this shit.
It's gonna be hard to do a show and do this at the same time. Rewatch that. All right. Let's take a look. We're gonna go from backwards. So
yeah, just profit on that like Contender Series. Let's go.
One and done.
Is that what you were on? Was Mandalo key?
Yeah, Mandalo at plus 158.
Nice. All right. All right. First, obviously the main event of the evening: Nasruddin Imavov versus Kyle Borralho. Borralho 17-1, Nasruddin Imavov 16-4. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Imavov at a dog odds of plus 110 to plus 115. Borralho's anywhere from minus 130 to minus 135. Andrew, you're our guest. We're going to let you go first here. Main event of the evening. I mean, do you think Cal gets a grappling game plan going, or does this fight take place on the feet?
Yeah, I lean Kyle here. I think just, the fact that he has more ways to win, to me, warrants him being a favorite. Like, I still remember Imavov getting out-grappled by Phil Hawes. Obviously, we even saw Brendan Allen get a takedown pretty easily and control around before gassing. Borralho doesn't have the best wrestling. Like, I don't love his single legs. I think his double legs are all right. On the feet, he really impressed me against Cannonier. I still think Imavov is probably slightly better of a striker, but I don't think he's going to run away with the fight there. In general, I think this probably ends up playing out close, where the striking's relatively competitive, where Imavov's edging it, and Borralho's probably using his grappling advantage to get up on some rounds. So I'm going to pick Kyle here to get it done.
Yeah, I'll go next. I tend to agree with what you said there. I think Borralho is just a little more well-rounded. I think the difference on the grappling is going to be a little bit wider than the difference on the feet, especially with what we've seen out of Borralho lately. Personally, if I got to pick a side, I'm going to take Borralho, but the way I played it is I played fight goes the distance at minus 150 on Bet Rivers. I feel like this fight, no matter which way it goes, both guys are tough. Both guys don't want to quit. They kind of both pretty good chins, both defensively sound on the ground. I think they'll be okay, so I don't really see a finish coming here. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, really, really good fight. I'm excited for it. The middleweight division this year has been really on fire. Fluffy, RDR fighting, Imavov, Borralho fighting. We're gonna fight Chimaev, so I can't wait for that. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about something on the show because we have 3 fighters on this card: Imavov, BSD, and William Gomis, who's now training under Nicola Oates. And people are not really going to know about him, but he's Imavov coach since the Brendan Allen fight, and he's BSD coach since his last fight, and he's William Gomis coach now. That's new, and he's to me, he's the best coach in France, and he's probably top 5 in MMA right now. He's a really elite mindset, really good preparation. Imavov did 4 weeks in Georgia with really good wrestler for this fight. He did a lot of preparation with, a lot of good sparring partner. Like, he has all the top guys in France at this camp with him. So he's going to be ready. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, if we talk about the matchup and even the camp, like, it's Fighting Nerds versus Nicola Oates, I think the preparation for on both sides is going to be elite, like 2 of the best coaches on each side. To me, when I look at it, I think it's a close fight overall. But I do think that Borralho should be a slight favorite because you need to cap the grappling upside. And one thing that I think was very interesting is, when Imavov got when Brendan Allen got Imavov down, he couldn't get back up at all in round 1. He lost that round, and he got him with a body lock takedown. And we've seen Imavov controlling the clinch for long periods of time. So Borralho is a really smart fighter. I'm sure he's gonna know that. His wrestling is not really good, but do I project him to maybe get 1 or 2 takedown over 25? Yeah, I think that's possible. Maybe from the clinch or maybe like a body lock takedown. And if you watch Borralho versus Brendan Allen, they had a grappling match. Borralho dominated Allen. It was not really close at all. His BJJ is really good. So even though his wrestling is not that good, he might only need 1 takedown to win the entire round. And, you know, the difference in the grappling here is pretty big. Where on the feet, I think Imavov is the faster striker. He hit a bit harder. But Borralho is really good with the basic, the jab, the leg kicks. I think it's going to cause Imavov some issues. And they're both really durable. They both have decent cardio, but I think Imavov's body language sometimes in fight is not too good compared to Borralho. I think Borralho is going to look better in the later rounds. And I also noticed in the Jared Cannonier fight, Borralho, he did look really good in round 1. He won that round clearly, right? Imavov needed more time in that fight to make his reads over Jared Cannonier. I think he needs more time, even against Strickland. He did struggle a lot with the jab. So I think Borralho is going to jab, leg kicks, and look better early. And I also think that Imavov is going to, you know, he's going to look good as well around 2 and 3 maybe. But I think round 4 and 5, Borralho is going to edge it. Again, the grappling upside is there. The striking is going to be close. But I think Borralho is going to bang some minute in the clinch, maybe on top. And I just think his fight IQ is top level. The way he adapts in fights is really, really good. So yeah, I think the over is also good if you don't want to pick a side. I think it's going to go the distance at a decent clip. But yeah, I think Borralho is going to get it done. I hate to bet against Imavov or just to pick against him in general. I actually never pick against him, but I think it's Borralho time right now. So really excited for this main event.
Yeah, and I'll just add real quick too. My coach is with Kyle Borralho, as he is every camp, and who teaches me jiu-jitsu as well. And he said he hasn't seen him more dialed in and more ready for a fight than he has here. And he's told me before when he's kind of been like, I don't know how this fight could go. It could be close. He thinks Kai's going to do everything he has to do to win this fight. What do you think, Kay?
Yeah, I side with Borralho here. I think that on Imavov's side, 1, I think there's a lack of grappling upside, obviously. And 2, I think that margins can be a little thin on the feet. And his body language is just really, really awful at times. And the later rounds go, I can count on Kaio to continue throwing volume, continue cage pushing and making smart IQ decisions. So for that reason, I'm going to lean Kaio. I wanted to get to Imavov bet pre-tape, but after tape, there just hasn't been enough for me. And I believe the Brendan Allen fight was kind of, even though I did have a bet on Imavov in that fight at minus 150, that wasn't one that I was exactly too excited about after a round.
Yeah, speaking of fighting nerds, we got Lord Mikal's younger brother, Caesar, fighting right now. What's happening, Dixon Sider? Champ, thanks for joining us, bro. Shout out Edge Zone. They have a good Discord going on.
That's buddy right there.
Yeah, it's tough being a dad, right? I'm involved here. All right. What's happened, Will? Nikat is the guy. It's kind of crazy. We'll see. We'll see. Well, if you think one pillow is crazy, yeah, it is crazy.
Because it's not my bed. It's the bed of the
guest.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. But Nicola, people don't really know, but I'm telling you, he's elite. I've listened to like 1 hour's interview about him talking. They talk about him in France like he's a mastermind preparation. He does all the right thing. And but yeah, he's again fighting nerds, so it's like the best camp in Brazil. So it's
I was gonna say, what happens when he goes 0-3 in his hometown? Then what?
No, he's not gonna go 0-3. He's probably gonna be, I don't know, one or two.
Gomis is gonna go. Gomis is the only one that's gonna win. He's gonna go 1-2. That's probably how it's gonna look. If I had to guess.
Didn't you bet BSD, bro? But we're gonna go.
Yeah, I did.
You hear that guy?
I'm already regretting it. We'll talk about it. How about that? Benoit Saint Denis versus Mauricio Ruffy. 12-1. Benoit Saint Denis, BSD, the God of War, 14-3. both 29 years old. You get BSD plus 170 to plus 165. You can get Hoofy anywhere from around minus 195 to minus 200. Drav, you want to talk about this guy's camp and the coaches and everything like that? You've been a BSD guy for a while. Tell us about it. I mean, going into this fight, you think he's going to have wrestling upside with Mauricio's grappling? We don't really know where it is. I don't think it's anywhere on tape. I don't think we've seen it before. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a hard fight to call in general, because Ruffy has not been grounded. You can watch a lot of fights. He has good takedown defense, good balance, but he's never really fought a grappler like that, right? And he's never been grounded, so I think he's gonna get taken down here. BSD is really strong. He has grappling upside, and about that camp specifically, BSD and Gomis did 1 full week at Bangtan Muay, especially training in the clinch. All they did was with a striking guy here, like a really good guy in Muay Thai. I forgot his name. They did all the clinch work for 7 weeks and 7 days in a row in Thailand. Then they went back. So BSD, we know his clinch game is good, and I think that's a good path to victory here against Ruffy, because you don't want to stay at distance, obviously. And I think in the clinch, he's going to be stronger. He's going to land those elbows, and he needs to be careful early. We know he's hittable, but he's also really tough. So Ruffy can put him out, but if he doesn't put him out early, I think that fight's going to look ugly for him. I think BSD, way more proven against better competition. I think that is striking as well. He's going to fight from the southpaw stance, and he's going to have success with the body kicks, even the leg kicks. And he's going to pressure Ruffy. That's what you need to do. You can't stay at distance, right? And he's going to win the clinch. And then on top, he's really good ground and pound. And Ruffy, his grappling could be really good, but we don't really know about it. And they make you pay minus 2xx to find out against the best guy he fought. And when he fought good guys outside the UFC and Souza, he got put out cold, So he got hurt in that fight, and he got put out cold. And then another fight that I think, not to say he's shinny or anything like that, but he got dropped also by a bum on regional. I think it was the fight. Just want to make sure I don't say anything crazy. It's the last core fight. He got a round 1 in 4 minutes, right? That guy put him on his ass. So, he got back up right away, but he still got dropped. And, on that other contender series, he was down on the scorecard. So I don't know. I think he's good, Ruffy, but to me, he's one-dimensional. Like, if he doesn't get his KO and guys can pressure him and survive, he's going to have issues. Even on top in round 3, he was pressuring. He was looking good, but yeah, on top, he didn't make weight, all that shit. I don't really care. He's low level, and he doesn't have any grappling upside. So if Ruffy needs to grapple here, I don't think that's going to be good for his cardio as the fight extends. And, he's a low-volume striker at the end of the day. He needs to land his shot. He needs distance to do so. I don't think BSD is going to give him distance. I think he's going to work him in the clinch, take him down, and then go to work from there. So I think BSD is really live underdog. To me, it's a really close fight. Under makes sense as well. If you like the Ruffy side, the KO props probably good. But yeah, I think they both have passed to victory, but I'm going to side with BSD here.
So, Gomis, I'm going to ask you real quick. I mean, we see BSD going from minus 200 against Dustin Poirier to plus almost 200 against Hoofy. What do you think about that line? Is it over market overcorrection or what?
Yeah, it's a fair question. I just hate how open BSD is to getting hit, and against someone like Ruffy, I think it's just a bad trait to have. Like, obviously, BSD is very tenacious. He is a good grappler. But I just don't like the way he closes distance. I think he's very reckless. He relies on his chin too much. I think the line's about right. Like, obviously, if BSD does get his grappling in going, things could change pretty quickly. But it just takes one from Ruffy, especially when someone like BSD kind of walks forward with zero defense. And when I picture this fight in my head, I just see Ruffy knocking him out way more often than not.
Okay. Key, how about you? Close it out here.
Yeah, I went in the tape somewhat low on Ruffy, but I came out a little bit higher than I thought I would. And I do think that he is really, really, really sharp at finding the shot. But I just hate that process of constantly looking for one shot. I mean, the nickname, but that constantly looking for one shot, I feel leaves a lot of room for error. And I think that I get it. He got the finish in round 3 versus Islam's training partner, and people continue to act like that's like why his cardio isn't as bad as people think it is. But one, they literally just kicked at each other like it was a taekwondo match for 14 minutes of that fight. And then Ruffy finally finished the dead body of him. And the Jan Top fight was a bad look, in my opinion. Hands on his hips, just all the bad signs, body language wise, getting deep into fights. BSD is going to come forward. He's going to clinch. He's going to grapple. At these type of odds, if I can guarantee that you're going to do that against a guy like Ruffy, and whenever we don't have all the answers to Ruffy's grappling defense, we haven't seen him off of his back for a ton. And it seems like he has solid hips, but a pace like BSD and you're dealing with that in the clinch nonstop, that zaps the arms, takes away some of that explosiveness. So I think Ruffy has 5 minutes to justify this price tag, or shit gets tricky real fast for him. So I think BSD at these type of odds is dog or pass.
All right. Next fight, Modestas Baukauskas versus Paul Bearju Craig. Paul Craig, 17-9-1 on a fresh new 5-fight contract at 37 years old, being 1-5 in his last 6. Modestas is on a 3-fight winning streak now. 31 years old. It's kind of crazy how far the talent just fell off a cliff for this main card. Paul Craig plus 285, Modestas minus 350. Key, I'm having you go first here. I mean, you're going to take the dog shot on Paul Craig, right? You have to.
Talk about some Paul Craig shit. Theo Haig on Dana White Contender Series is about to have a Paul Craig moment. This is hilarious. But I think
I'm not watching. He's winning or what?
Dude,
no,
he just stopped the fight
absolute bullshit.
Back of the head, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think Modestas gets it done. He's a competent grappler. He throws kicks at range. He'll fill space. I don't think the Modestas is very good, but I don't think you have to be very good at all to beat Paul Craig. If you're a competent grappler and you aren't going to absolutely melt under any grappling pressure, then I think that you're going to have smooth sailing against a guy like Paul Craig. So I think that, wow, he did stop this fight.
He stopped the fight. He called the fight.
So what happened?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. But yeah, Modestas should win. I think Modestas is fine to parlay.
Haig shot a takedown job, and while he had his head on like the side of his hip, he was just Caesar was hammer fisting down. They said there were strikes to the back of the head instead of the side of the head, I think. Where
they're DQing him?
It's what it looks like. I mean, dude, cash those Haig tickets, I guess.
No way.
This is crazy.
No.
All right. What are you thinking real quick? Yeah, you're taking Paul Craig, right? You're chasing value always.
Me? No, I'm not betting Paul Craig.
But Drive, you go first. You want whoever wants to.
Yeah, I don't think Andrew's gonna be bidding Paul Craig either. I don't think that's his type of guy. But yeah, it's a pass for me. I think Baukauskas should win. You know, Paul Craig chin is not good. The way he get backing up against the fence with his chin up in the air. We've seen Baukauskas just knocked out Sakura in a similar fashion. So I think something like that's gonna happen. Takedown defense look good. I don't think Paul Craig wrestling is even that good. And Baukauskas has a big speed advantage here. I think he should win and probably knocks him out.
Okay, 30-second KO now. All right. So it's KO for Hardwick. That's what it is. Gomis, you got anything different to say here? Any interesting angles? Modestas by decision, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I feel like I've had the same breakdown of every Paul Craig fight for the last 10 years. Literally, it's kind of been the same thing. So I think Baukauskas gets it done. You know, just stay away, land some shots here and there, maybe find a knockout eventually, but pretty clear path to victory.
Yeah, pretty straightforward for me too. All right. Next fight, Balaji Oki versus Mason Jones. Mason Jones 16-2, Balaji Oki 10-2. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Balaji Oki anywhere from plus 115 to plus 120. And you get plus 125 on commercial books. And then Mason Jones minus 135 to minus 140. Gomis, we're right back to you here. I mean, Mason Jones back in the UFC after beating Jeremy Stevens. Kind of looked like a low IQ fight on his part. Oki getting a win after getting subbed by Chris Duncan. How do you think this fight goes?
Yeah, this is a tough one to call. I'm curious to see if and how much Mason Jones has improved in his time away. Like, I know he came back and fought Jeremy Stevens, but that doesn't really tell me much. He's a high action fighter, a lot of offensive output, but I think he lacks defensively. Oki, I'm not super high on his skill set, but he's undeniably athletic. Like, I just all around think this is a close fight. I think it probably hits the cards, and it's 29-28 either way.
That's fair. Drav, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Mason Jones is really hittable. He doesn't really grapple when he should. And Oki, if you look at their body type, one of guy is really, really strong and big, and the other guy is not really. So I think the strength difference for Oki is going to be massive. I don't think John's going to have an easy time grappling against him. And on the feet, I think it's a close fight, but I think Oki has a bit more power. He's a bit faster. I like his boxing better. I think his jab is going to be landing. And if you add the fact that he's faster and has more power and that Jones is so hittable, I think Oki is live to win this and maybe even hurt Jones. And if you compare this matchup compared to Ludovic Klein, I think it's kind of similar. Klein didn't even throw much volume, and he won 30-27, was able to, decide where the fight take place, outstrike him on the feet, land the bigger shot, being the faster guy. And I think something similar is going to happen here. Obviously, Jones is much more experienced. You got to give some credit to that. But I don't think I think he's solid. I think his kicks are better. I think that he has a better MMA game all around, but I don't think he's going to be able to use it in this matchup because of the size and how strong Oki is. Oki was piecing up Duncan really bad. I don't know if you guys know this, but Duncan couldn't sniff a takedown. He tried to grapple with him a bit, and when he got in the clinch, Oki was much stronger than Duncan, which is really impressive to me. We know how big and how strong Duncan is, so I think that Oki's going to win this fight personally. I think that he's going to win a decision. But yeah, I can understand passing. Obviously, it's a really close fight, and the line is getting closer now. So, and if you think Jones can grapple, then it is what it is. But I personally don't see it, and I can't even trust him to do so.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. That was the thing I was thinking of. Like, to beat Oki, you're probably going to have to grapple him. And Mason Jones, I just like after watching that Jeremy Stevens fight, just doesn't have the fight IQ to, I think, even put that together. And if he did, I think the Zulu Warrior has a takedown defense to defend those. To be honest, from what his grappling looked like in the past, from that point, Oki's got way more power. I think Mason Jones has a little more diversity in his striking, but I think once he feels the power of Oki, plans are going to change.
And yeah, by the way, he did 2 weeks of training with Nicola. He didn't do his full camp there, but he did two weeks training with like Ziam, not Ziam, but like Gomis, BSD, Baki.
Oki?
Yeah, Oki. He did 2 weeks there, so that's probably good.
Dog Eyes seems okay. I mean, I played him at plus 140, so I'm on him for 2 units. What do you think, Key?
I think Jack Congdon's about to win a UFC contract, but no, in all seriousness, I think I'm joking. I think that Jones is the better fighter here. He's the better mixed martial artist. I wanted to get down to a bet on him, but he's way too willing to be in a war.
Is Jack Congdon Wonderboy, Stephen Wonderboy's son or something? Kind of looks like him.
The sped son.
Yeah.
But I think that Mason Jones is by far the better mixed martial artist here. I love the way that he wrestles. I love his cage wrestling. I think he leaves a little bit to desire in the top control end at times. And on the feet, he walks you down. He goes forward, constant jab in your face. Doesn't tend to let guys reset. And I have some questions about Oki that makes me not want to bet him here. And it's just due to I don't rate any of his wins. Michael Aswell is a featherweight and honestly is debatable on being UFC level. So I will say that it was a gutsy performance to perform like that in rounds 2 and 3. And he showed much better cardio than in the past. But that's
and
against a guy.
As well. He threw 300 significant strike.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a lot of volume thrown. But in the context of that fight, you're a pillow-fisted featherweight that throws nothing but 1-2s. I'm not going to sit here and act like that's a career-defining performance or like he's just completely changed his ways. And Aswell backed himself up and refused to hold his ground at all due to the athleticism and power difference in that fight. against Chris Duncan, bad decision making, and he was on his way to seeming to gas out. I mean, his footwork is awful outside of 5 minutes, and that was in the Aswell fight too. And he gets away with it because he's a physical freak. Like, I mean, his power. I mean, he's just look at his muscles. I mean, he's defined. So I think that obviously he gets away with some stuff. But in my opinion, I don't think that that's going to be enough in a fight like this. I think Mason's going to be able to press him backwards. And once Oki starts going backwards, he tends to not know how to fight. I don't think he fights well off his back foot at all. So if Jones can get him going, get him moving backwards in rounds 2 and 3, I think that we could end up seeing hell for Oki. And I don't think that his cardio is going to look like it did it against Aswell. I'll put it like that. So Jones with the threat of grappling and the constant volume adds in completely different elements that Aswell had. But I do think that Oki could hurt Jones early. I think they could even hurt him late with the way that Jones stays in the pocket. So you can make arguments for both sides here. It's a pass fight at these odds, but I can understand early dog shots on Oki. But he's still there's still some big time questions that I have for him on his end.
Okay. Let's take a look here. Let me see here. Oki plus 14 feels okay. Champ likes Jones here. I forgot to do the comments, but Modestus, how's BSD? BSD is going to run through this guy. Oki, early price good, but pass here. Yeah, I got plus 140 on Oki. All right. Next fight. Axel Sola versus Reese McKee. Skeletor versus Sola. This is obviously Sola's UFC debut. 10-0-1, Skeletor 14-6-1. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Skeletor anywhere from plus 114 to plus 110. You can get Sola Axel anywhere from minus 130 to minus 140. Key, go first for me here. I mean, do you think Sola is kind of getting a setup match here against Reese McKee, or is he going to struggle with the length of McKee?
No, this is not a setup match. I would have liked to see him actually go on Dana White Contender Series, honestly. But Sola's solid. He's really solid. He can wrestle. He can strike. I think that the weight class coming up to 170 is an issue here. He's a guy that's been buzzed and been hurt at 155 multiple times. Granted, some of that coming against Nasruddin Imavov's brother, Daguerre. But I really think that he's taken a lot of damage. He's a guy that came up through the IMMAF scene. So he has a long background in MMA. He's with Boxing Squad and Aldrich Casada and Bannon and all those people over there. So he's well trained. I do think that he's a solid fighter, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get the grappling going like he needs to in a fight like this. And I do think he needs to, because Reese is a motherfucker coming forward. And I think that Reese throws a shit ton of volume, and I can easily see him hurting Sola here. So with Reese being the longer man, in my opinion, going to have the physical advantage and length advantage for sure. I think that here it's kind of dog or pass at early numbers. And now I believe, what is Sola currently?
He is minus 130 to minus 140.
Yeah, minus 130. I'll have to pass. I don't think that UFC debut and a drop, I'm sure we'll mention it in his breakdown with some of the pictures that he saw. So all the staff, potential staff doctors out there will love and enjoy that. So it's a pass fight for me, but I really am excited to see Sola in the UFC. I don't think that he's going to be a major splash or anything, but he's a fun guy to have.
Yeah, I'm going to go before Draw goes real quick, just because Reese McKee is the perfect guy to beat the brakes off a young Frenchman coming in on his debut. He's exactly what you want. He's a guy who's going to keep coming forward. He's long. He can wrestle. He can grapple. He's going to throw high-volume punches. He's going to throw hard. He's going to bite down his mouth guard. He's going to make you get into a fist fight. And we know Frenchmen tend to fade in fist fights, and Reese McKee is exactly what you want in that case. And you're getting him again at dog odds. Am I a McKee truther? Yes, I played him in his last fight against the Italian. I think I played him one more time. I can't remember when it was, but I think that this is a good spot to get him here, especially because it's up in his weight class. And like we say, as a two-time staff survivor, I know if you're taking the antibiotics, it sucks, and your gas tank zaps very quickly. So I think all things are kind of favoring McKee here if it's true. Jav, talk about the staff you saw.
Yeah, I mean the picture, it's pretty. I'm not a doctor, but like I don't know how I can look at this and don't think it's stats. I posted in the Discord. It looked really bad, but it was. I sent that picture I think 3 days ago, and as Peg mentioned, who's a guy that had staph, it looked like he already started antibiotics when that picture was posted. So maybe he's gonna be fine. We don't really know, but that's just a thing to consider because the way McKee fight, you don't want to be sick or have staph late in a fight because you're not gonna enjoy your time, especially when it's your UFC debut. Adrenaline dump is possible. Yeah, I think Sola is solid, honestly, but he's gonna be dropping down back to 155 after this fight. I think that at 170, but also I heard in an interview he said he didn't have time to put on muscle for this fight. He's gonna be the same shape he's at 155 normally, so he's gonna be a decent size 155er fighting at 170 against a big welterweight. He didn't have time to put muscle, anything like that. So he's taking this fight on short notice. That's why, the fight's at 170. And he said that after that, he's going to drop down to 155 probably. And, McKee's a big welterweight. He's dangerous. He hit hard. He pressure. He does a lot of volume. But he's a punching bag, if we're being honest. And I think Sola is the sharper guy. He's more technical. And if anyone has wrestling upside, it's Sola. I don't think his wrestling is all that good, but McKee on bottom is really bad. So I could see Sola, banking a takedown or two, winning around with that. And he went 5 rounds before. I don't think his cardio is bad, but the fight against Imavov brother that he mentioned, like he basically got 10-8 in round 1. He almost got put out cold, and it was not a great look to me watching that. And McKee can hurt you for sure. So yeah. I do think the price is kind of fine because of the wrestling upside and the fact that, like I said, McKee's a punching bag and Sola is the more technical striker. But yeah, I think it's a close fight. I think it should probably it could be a pick'em fight, but I don't have much interest at the current price. If the line below like McKee 150 or something, maybe after that. What? Can you explain?
I don't know what he's talking about, to be honest.
Okay, so yeah, I couldn't bet Sula here personally. I think it's probably a pass all around, but I think McKee could be also a good dog. So yeah, it just depends on the price you can get and all of that.
All right, Gomis, what do you think? I mean, you wrestled too. I'm sure you ran into staff or ringworm. What do you think that's really significant here?
Probably not. Maybe a little bit. It's hard to say. Like it's one of those things where you're kind of just guessing.
Yeah.
So I try not to put too much stock into it. But yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much covered it. I think it's a competitive fight. McKee's bigger. He's longer. He throws in combinations. You guys mentioned Sola coming up in weight. He's going to be small for the division. He's a better technical boxer, but he also fights with his hands down. And I guess the grappling edge is there for Sola if he wants it. I think he could get takedowns. I'm not sure if he'll hold them down. I think the line's about fine. Obviously, higher volatility with a fight like this. Guy coming up. Here's what I asked myself: if Sola fought Reese McKee's schedule in the UFC, what would his record be? And it probably wouldn't be very good. So it's another thing you have to evaluate. I just think for me, it's probably going to be a stay away.
That's an interesting thought process too. Axel Sola 155 soon is what he means. That's so funny. Unders plus money, not the worst idea. I didn't even check unders, honestly. Axel Sola.
Yeah, he's gonna be a fade for sure. It's just is it this fight or not? That's what I'm not too sure about. He's a decent fighter. I'm just not sure he's ready for this level right now.
Yeah. Reese McKee, aka the level, the standard, the golden standard of MMA.
No, it's not that McKee is good, but he's big and he's dangerous, and that's your UFC debut. Yeah, you're gonna have a guy that's in your face, won't fuck off, won't die, gonna hit you hard, it's gonna be bigger than you. So,
and it's not like it's an American coming and fighting on the French stage. It's a guy who was in Cage Warriors coming to fight there. So it's like it's not his hometown, but it's like his backyard or his neighbor's house. It ain't too far away from where he's from. So I don't know. That's kind of what I thought. Next fight, Patricio Pitbull. He's back again. Honestly, pretty cool to see how active he's been. He's fighting a newcomer in Lucene, Keita, 16-1 from Belgium. Pitbull, everyone knows Pitbull is. He's 38 years old. Odds in these two gentlemen, you can get Pitbull anywhere from plus 170 to plus 180. You can get Keita anywhere from minus 200 to minus 230. I can't remember who I had to go first last time. Does anyone remember who I had to go first?
Yeah, you can go first on this one. I think you didn't go first last one.
All right. Yeah, I'm on Keita here. Reason is Pitbull's kind of hittable, to be honest, at this rate. And we just kind of we're watching a guy in Keita where he's an insane athlete. He looks like he's kind of made in the lab. His striking's elite. He's got power. He's a one of those super athletes. I think when you give a young guy like that a fight against a guy in Pitbull where they're older, they're hittable, it kind of makes sense early. Only issue is we've seen Keita on fights get taken down in top time before, right? So that's the only place I start to worry is Pitbull. If there's anyone who can take you down, it's Pitbull and get on top of you. It's also Pitbull. His jiu-jitsu's good. His ground and pound's good. He's kind of got that dog in him. But, yeah, I think it's very Pitbull dependent. Like, Keita could probably look live favorite here on the or big favorite here on the feet. If he gets taken down and Pitbull gets on top of him, he can get back up early, but it's more about later in the fight, like 3 or round 2, round 3, like later on in the fight, if he's tired, that's when the get up game becomes a problem. But early on, he's gonna be able to shuck him off, outpower him, get right back up. So I played 2 units on Keita minus 200. I think it's gonna be a good time for the star to shine in Paris. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, we missed a faceplant KO. That's what I heard. We're missing down our contender series to record this podcast with a great guest. So I hope everybody in here, we're going to have more people soon, but, leave us a like and,
subscribe, comment, all these things.
All this shit, yeah. I think Keita is legit. I've heard mixed impression about him this week. I think he's legit. The way he strike, his techniques, his speed, his footwork, he's really fucking good to me. His takedown defense, his balance is solid. One thing is, he got hurt in the fight in round 3, didn't look good in. And, when he got taken down in another fight, didn't look too good in. But you need to factor a couple things, right? First of all, he's fighting, like he's a 145 and 155 champion in Octagon, fighting decent competition over there. The last guy he fought, I know him because I bet him before. And that guy is, honestly, he's really good. He's really dangerous, but, like, he's very, very big. Ronald Paradiser, right? He's not a bad fighter. And, he was able to beat that guy twice. And those guys he's fighting are massive lightweight. And, he's going back down to 145 here. And he's going to be fighting a small 145 who made 135 before. So, yeah, the dynamic here is pretty important because, he's been fighting massive guys at 55 that taking him down and looking good at a little bit sometimes. But he's still beating all these guys, basically, first of all. And then, Pitbull could counter him. He could counter him with something. Maybe he could grapple a bit. That's possible, but he's really low volume. He gets hurt a lot these days. I think his last 4 fights he got hurt, maybe even his last 5. So he won some of them, but let's be real. The guy is 38 years old, and he's much smaller here. Keita, to me, I think he's the better striker, the taller, longer guy, the faster guy that's going to throw more volume. And I think he can put Pitbull lights out. And if they go the distance, he's just going to do more over 15 minutes. I don't think Pitbull just going to go out there and, implement a wrestle-heavy game plan for 15. I just don't see it. Maybe he could grapple a bit, but I don't think he's going to have an easy time holding Keita down or even taking him down. He did a good job against Danige. The way he chained his takedowns, he's pretty good at it. But if he doesn't have success, I think he's going to slow down. And I think Keita, like I said, I think he's really good. Only 27 years old, in his prime right now. So we have a 27 years old versus a 38 years old who already made it all his money and, having some fights now to have fight. And we have a guy who's coming out here to take over, want to take Pitbull name and make a name for himself. So I think Keita's going to win. I'll lean decision, but I think he could hurt him or put him out.
Key, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think that Keita gets it done. I think he's fully capable of putting him out. I think Pitbull's getting very close to the end, sadly. and came over too late. Came over a little too late in the UFC. I believe here there's no secret who's who on the feet. Pitbull's throwing less than ever, and is content with just sort of standing at range. And it's not only in the Yair fight. He's been scared to pull the trigger in damn near all of his past 5 fights. And so he's a guy that is on thin margins on the feet, and pretty much his only path in this fight is to wrestle. And I think that Keita is just the superior athlete, 2-time, 3-time Octagon champ, 2 division weight class at 145 and 155. And in 155, I mean, he did not look out of place at all. If you could have told me that he was a regular 55er, and I would have fully believed it. He did not look out of place at all. He handled the physicality well, and honestly out-physicaled some of the guys up at 125 in Octagon. So, I mean 155. I think that here is pretty clear. There's an insane speed and power difference in these guys. I think that Keita can come in and overhand right would end up putting Pitbull out. But I also think that the kick game and the body punching of Keita can cause problems for Pitbull too. I think that there's just a major physicality difference. I think we'll see it in the clinch. Pitbull did show some solid wrestling against Ige, but I think in a fight like this, I think that he has to either completely wet blanket a guy like Keita, or end up finding a sub or something really meaningful early. Because outside of that, I think that Keita's margins are pretty wide on the feet, and Pitbull's margins are super thin on the feet. So it only takes one moment or one huge thing for Keita to steal the round. And I think we're talking damage control, best case scenario for Pitbull, whereas Keita has very large favorite upside and a potential knockout of a 38-year-old man who just got knocked out in recent years by a guy in Rising who is not doing shit, and actually I believe on a 2-fight losing streak to bums. And he got hurt in the Jeremy Kennedy fight. The Yair fight, I'll cut him some slack because who's dealing with Yair striking in any sort of good way? I mean, Max was shooting takedowns against Yair, so I'm not holding that against him. But seeing him be so hesitant and getting hurt by a guy like Jeremy Kennedy, I hate to see that. So I think that this is just simply one guy's very far out of his prime at this point, on his last legs, and I believe that Keita is a special talent, special athleticism, and I think that he's a real player in this division.
All right, Gomis, up to you now. I mean, do you think Pitbull's got a chance here?
Yeah, I think he's a chance. I mean, I'm not dying to bet him, but how often do we see guys like come over to the big show, fight a grizzled veteran, and things are just a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like yeah. I'm not saying like I think Pitbull's gonna win. I'm not even saying that like he's definitely valued at this price. It just wouldn't surprise me. Ton of good points against Pitbull, like you guys mentioned. Obviously, his output isn't great. He's not necessarily in his prime anymore. He's not big for the division. I agree with all those things. So I will say that Keita wins, but again, it just wouldn't surprise me here if he just comes over and things are just different. I don't know how else to explain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought about that, Andrew, but when you say it's different, because like it's not a UFC guy really. Like he's an older Bellator vet. It's not like he's fighting, I don't know, a guy that's been in the UFC forever and he's still young. It's like, since it's a older Bellator guy, do you think it's a bit different? Because I thought the same thing.
Yes and no. Like at the same time, Pitbull's been fighting good, high caliber people on a big stage for a long time, and you can even make the case that he came over and it was just different. He came over against Yair and looked terrible, got a fight under his belt. I thought Ige was gonna, I don't want to say make easy work of him, but I thought Ige was gonna handle business, and he didn't. So Pitbull had that dud in the octagon coming over and got over that and ended up putting together a really nice performance against Danny Ige, who's, in my opinion, a solid fighter. I'm not saying it's going to happen here, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I hear you. All right. We're not removed from Pitbull losing to Sergio Pettis. This is in 2009 or 2019. Speed is going to be nasty. Definitely agree with that. Keita look minus 500. So then minus 200 is fair. Minus Keita says you should be, or Pepe says you should be minus 300. So sounds like a good bet. Spread of the week, not a bad look. I haven't picked it out yet, but I don't think it should be on it, to be honest with you. I don't like minus 3.5s. Drav, he's joining from your Discord or our Discord. I don't know which one. One of the two. Drav's got a new Discord if you guys didn't already know. Keita takeover. Love Keita here.
Like Keita is the truth, honestly. I think the Keita is really, really good, but we'll see.
All right. This is the featured prelim fight. We got William Gomis versus Robert Ruchala. Robert 11-1. William Gomis 14-3. Odds in these two gentlemen, you can get William Gomis anywhere from minus 225 to minus 250. Ruchala anywhere from plus 180 to plus 200. Key, I'll have you go first. William Gomis, the Jaguar, fighting a newcomer in Robert Ruchala. He's a guy I had circled, like, when he fights next, I'll be betting him. Now I'm getting him at big dog odds against Gomis, and I'm not sure I'm betting him here. What do you think?
Let me ask you, like, what about Ruchala makes you, like, excited to bet him?
I don't know. Like, usually these crazy Polish guys that come over, I'm like, yeah, that's the truth. Octagon also is I'm very big on the Octagon promotion. I think good talent comes out of the Octagon promotion.
Let me ask you the question. Did you tape?
2 fights, yes. That's what I needed to see. And said, all right, William Gomis is going to pick this guy apart because he watched his last fight. Maybe it was his last fight, or was it 2 fights ago? The one where he gets picked apart at range. That's all I needed to see. And I was like, all right, Gomis on a big cage in Paris is going to pick him apart. So all I needed to see was that. And I'm like, okay, I'm not betting this guy. So, yeah, he was honestly a look at for being spread of the week. But after watching that, I'm like, all right, it's Gomis or pass for me. But like I said, I missed the line on him, so I don't think I'm taking him at minus 225 just yet. Maybe in a parlay if I'm bored. The drop peak, continue.
I think here, this is Gomis. I think that if anything, the Hyder Emil fight was actually a good thing for him, and it was good to see him up his aggression. He was forced to. And in a fight like this, I don't believe he'll be forced to. Ruchala is kind of basic on the feet, slow plotting, not good feet, no real power. All the traits that you need to compete with Gomis on the feet, Ruchala just does not have. Could Ruchala get a back take potentially and maybe some grappling going one round? Yes, Peg definitely is now. But could Ruchala potentially get the back? Maybe, and I think that's his only real path here. But outside of some like ugly grappling scenarios, I don't really see how he gets it done. I think that the big cage obviously favors Gomis. He's in his home country. He's with Nicholas Ott, as Drav mentioned earlier in the pod. I think those are all good things for him. I think he's getting better as a mixed martial artist. And again, I mean, I believe all three of us bet him against Joe Anderson Brito at like plus 230 that time. He's trouble to deal with, and he's frustrating to deal with. And for a guy like Ruchala, who is a minus athlete, in my opinion, I think that Gomis is going to dance circles around him.
Oh, so they didn't sign the cheater, Eduardo Enrique
Chapolin.
Yeah, Chapolin. They didn't sign him.
Honestly,
He'll probably get a short notice call or something.
Yeah, he will.
Honestly, don't disrespect my girl. Caitlin Chukagian on the spread paid me for years.
Bro, she's pregnant and everything now. You miss your chance.
Is she?
Yeah, she had a kid, I think.
Oh, damn, that's where she went. I was gonna say I saw her at a comedy show.
It's too late, bro. Yeah, I mean, bro, people hate on Gomis, but the kid is really good. Let's just face it, he's really good. And one thing about him that's really impressive is, his footwork, his defense, but also his speed. He's really fast for the weight class. And another thing for Gomis, if you guys trying to cap him, you struggle, you see those split decision. One question is, does he fight in the big cage or in the apex? Because when he fight in the big cage, especially at home, he never lost, right? That's why I've bet him against Brito. But then against Hyder Emil, a guy that pressure cook guys, he was in the apex, so he didn't have as much space to operate. That's why I was willing to take a shot on Gomis. But this guy, Robert, first of all, he doesn't pressure like Hyder Emil, and then it's also in the big cage, and he's also making his UFC debut in William Gomis' hometown. So I think he's going to have a lot of issues tracking down William Gomis, and I think that Gomis is going to be the better striker and more technical, faster. He could even time him with knee up the middle. And like I said, that's his first camp with And they said about William Gomis, they said in the gym, this guy, when you spar, when you let it go, he has all the tools. One of the best guy in the gym. Really, really fast, really technical. And I believe it. Like, I see the skills. Just sometimes he's a bit low volume. He lack killer instincts, stuff like that. But I think that here with, again, one of the best coach ever under him, I love that he left MMA Factory. I think that's going to be great for his career. He's only 28 years old. I think he's going to be he's going to go back on a run, honestly. I think that Robert is decent. Maybe he's UFC caliber, but I don't think he's all that good, honestly. I don't think he's going to have an easy time grappling against Gomis. And even if he does, I don't really rate his grappling all that much, honestly. I think Gomis is just a better fighter all around. Been there, done that on the big show. And I think that he's going to outstrike him. He could even hurt him, honestly, but I think he's going to win the decision.
The odds in the spread are minus 110 for Gomis. Actually not terrible. Of course, Gomis is a sparring all-star. Yeah, it makes total sense. Do you Gomis finish only in this fight, Drav?
What you said?
He said, do you like Gomis finish only in this fight?
What's the odds for that? Because, yeah, I don't think Gomis getting finished at all here.
I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
But honestly, just play the money line.
Wins inside the distance, no action. Goes distance, no action. Gomis is minus 215.
Oh, no, I don't like that. Because if you get a meme sub, I'll be pissed if I play that. Just play the money line. You could potentially finish.
Even minus 3.5 for the spread, minus 110. That's actually a pretty nice line.
I don't know, because he always has those split decisions. So if you go to distance, he could lose a round, or it could be a close fight at the end of the day. But even if it's a close fight, I trust him to edge it, But I think he can separate, just being the way better striker. Yeah, I rate the guy, honestly, and I think I have a good read on him. And like Pepe mentioned, the big cage is really important for his style, with his footwork, with his defense. He used that pretty fucking well. And I think this guy, Robert's going to be lost in there.
All right, Gomis, you got anything different here?
No, I agree. I think this is a good matchup for Gomis. I don't think how do you say his name? Ruchala?
Ruchala. Yeah, you're asking about.
I don't think he's necessarily UFC caliber. I don't like his defense. Like, he's a very lot of action in his fights. He's aggressive, but I think against someone like Gomis, it's not necessarily a good thing. I think he's going to come in reckless. I think he's going to get countered. I just think Gomis has him outgunned. He's a better fighter everywhere, I think.
Yeah. Ruchala. All right.
Ruchala.
Yeah, we were close. Ruchala. All right. So we kind of went through these comments. ATT water for Ruchala. Line is short on Gomis. Gomis forever goated for the burrito cash. That was true. It was in Germany when that happened. Yeah, I'm probably maybe I'm gonna play like Gomis, or maybe I'm gonna play.
my boy caught you again.
Which guy is it? Gas Pack.
Yeah, it's my boy. He caught me.
Looking at lines and putting in the bets. No, nothing yet. I honestly I had a parlay in earlier, but Bet Online didn't open the limits yet. It's only $100.
Oh, Peg is waiting for limits now. What am I hearing?
Dude, don't let me put $100 down on Sam Hughes and Gomis parlay. Is crazy.
That's enough for you. 100 now?
No, that's not enough for me. It's gonna be 5-unit play. Sam Hughes. All right, Umar Sy versus Brendson Ribeiro. I mean,
I wanted to say Umar C. William Gomis parlay incoming.
Yeah, Umar C. and Brendson. No, after putting C in a parlay at minus 400 and him losing to Alonzo Mendes.
No, you was like minus 700. You parlay him at. You closed like minus 1,000.
Yeah, but I got a minus 400. I beat the line there, and then paid the price for it. But here he is again, minus 400, and this time I think it might be right for minus 400 to get Brendson Ribeiro. Gomis, we're gonna have you go first here. I mean, Sy is a super freak athlete. We watched him just lose to Alonzo Mendes. I don't really got much to say, honestly. I'm still pissed about it. How do you think this fight goes? He probably beats Brendson Ribeiro, right?
I would think so. I mean, if he doesn't, then something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's athletic. I think this is pretty much like a what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty much a layup for him here. Should be, at least. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Drav, you got any different here?
Yeah, it should be Umar C. It's a good matchup for him because, like, he's an athlete. He's a big guy. He has good wrestling. Ribeiro has no takedown defense whatsoever. He has bad cardio. He has a bad chin. I think Umar C is going to, take him down easily and go to work. And even on the feet, you could bunk him. But yeah, Ribeiro is dangerous. He has that guillotine, so Umar C needs to be a bit careful. But I think he's going to have an easy time getting takedowns and is probably going to get a finish here.
Key.
Yeah, Umar should win. After Stunny Pool last time was funny, but Minifield has hardware, power.
And really good takedown defense as well compared to
Ribeiro could maybe knock him, hurt him early, but outside of that, it's just the danger factor there is with Ribeiro for the first 7.5 minutes. But outside of that, I think that C should have smooth sailing.
All right. Omar side, Gomis parlay incoming, -750. I mean, that's nasty work. Have a little respect. Have some dignity. Can't find Sam Hughes feet on Wiki feet. Don't worry, I'll find them. No vig. I definitely would have parlayed Ziam if Gomis. No, I wasn't gonna touch that Ziam fight.
Yeah, I had Ziam -260. I thought he would. He was gonna beat this guy at, but yeah. Yeah, you still hate him because you laid a chalk on fucking Mike Davis last time out. I remember.
No. What was it, Mike Davis or was it Matt Favola?
Oh yeah, Mike Davis. You laid a chalk. You talk shit about.
But it was Matt Favola. No.
No, but you play both. You play Mike Davis. You said he's not gonna lose to an American or something. He's a French guy. He made your guy pull leg lock. I remember that
trip of Leirano being like, oh, shoot, and then he throws the knee up and catches him on the chin right. He's like, oh, fuck me, bro.
Yeah, that was a nasty knockout.
Peg, the originator of all CLV on Sai over Manyfield. Yep,
he's still holding that CLV trophy.
I beat the line on it, but paid the price. That is a fact. Sid ITD will be in Peg's parlay soon.
That could be free though. We'll see. TKO, yeah, maybe because he
chalk on Mike Davis. I think I did, but they only played -125.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he went in there and played jiu-jitsu. How the fuck was I supposed to expect that? You watch all his fights. How do you plan for this?
You was scared of the Frenchman, bro. It is what it is. It happens sometimes.
Oh, he's saying -750 that I have that parlay. And no, it's gonna be Gomis and Sam Hughes. It's gonna be the parlay. Psycho, Super Free Live.
I agree with
that. Let's move on. Next fight. Stop wasting time. All right. Next one's actually one of my favorite fights on the card. We got two slobs. We got Ante Delija versus Marcin Tybura. Tybura, it's a straight pick 'em pretty much. -110 apiece. It's been that way for about a week now. Kind of went up and down. Lines moved pretty back and forth. Super hard fight to call, to be honest, after watching way too much tape on these two guys. Do you want me to go first on this?
Or yeah, sure. What did you watch so much on tape? We're curious.
All right. So I watched actually a bunch of tape on this guy Ante. I'm like watching this and I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna fade Marcin Tybura after stealing that win on Mick Parkin from me? So I get there and I'm watching Delija. Delija's good on the ground. He's got good wrestling. He's very quick to start fights. He gets going right away and he's throwing heavy punches. He's throwing as hard as he can. He can wrestle well. He got put in his back at one point. He had a good reversal. He wrestles for a long time. He's a dog. He's a pit bull in there. My main concern is there are some times that he begins to slow down. So that was kind of my concern was the one person you don't want to slow down against if you don't finish him is this guy, Marcin Tybura. Because Marcin Tybura is a guy where, he may start slow, but over round 2, round 3, he can start building pace. And if you're tired, he's going to beat you up pretty bad. I guess it's just one of those things Tybura is going to have to wrestle to win here. Because if you look on the feet, Ante's going to have all the speed advantage, the power advantage. He's got the age advantage being 35. I don't know. All those three things to me, it just makes sense. I mean, that pick 'em, I'm waiting to play Ante. I was going to see if I get plus odds again, but it's definitely Ante Delija or pass for me. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, pass. Ante can end up on his back and looking off his back at times. He does come forward. It's funny to see that he's the younger guy in this fight because he looks like he's fucking 57 and somebody's grandfather in the face. But I think that
this is how you describe him, a lunch pail, blue collar locker room.
But I slight lean, I guess, with Anti because I feel like he hasn't taken some of the damage that Tybura has, but at the same time, whenever I bet Tybura, he gets fucking armbarred while on top by Sergey Spivak.
Yeah, PTSD. Look
Like
at him.
that shit is the dumbest outcome ever. Like the dumbest outcome ever. So that's still triggering for me, and I think that's lingering in some of my breakdown with this fight. But I side with Anti, slight lean, no bet on this fight.
I mean, it could be worse. You could have bet hit Spivak against him like I did too, and then bet Mick Parkin against him again and have him rob you in a split decision. So now he must die, and I want Ante to do it. So that's what I'm thinking. Gomis, you got anything different here?
I'm picking Tybura here. I think it's a fight that could go either way, but one thing I noticed is Delija always puts his back to the fence when he fights. And I don't think Tybura is the best wrestler. Like, I wouldn't even say he's a very good wrestler. But as far as heavyweight goes, he's really good on top. So he might only, like, 1 or 2 takedowns could change the fight for sure. And on the feet, Delija has power. We've seen Tybura get hurt, how many times now. But again, I just can't unsee Delija putting his back to the fence. Like, even when he's not really getting pressured, like it's almost weird. And I think against someone like Tybura, who is so good on top, like you really don't want to do that and risk giving up a takedown or two. I'll pick Tybura here, but I think it's a hard fight to call. I'm not necessarily confident in it. I'm actually not confident at all in it, but gun to my head, that's who I think is going to get it done.
Just a classic bookie minus 110 apiece. You don't get an edge on either side. You're just looking at a coin flip, and you just got to pick a fat guy on who's going to win it.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's tough. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Bro, just skipping me.
Oh, drop. Yeah, go ahead. What do you got to say?
Yeah, honestly, I agree. Like, it's a close fight. It's a hard fight to call. It's actually a rematch. They fought way back in the day. The thing I'll say about Delija, he broke he broke his leg in that fight. The only thing I take into it in that fight is Tybura was the one kind of hurting him a bit. Like every shot he was landing, Delija was reacting to it, and it looked like somebody was about to get knocked out before that happened. And Delija also broke his leg again sometimes in PFL. So I think his body is kind of fragile. And even the fight against what his face? The guy that he lost to last time. Yeah, Valentine, right? Like a weird thing happened to, like, I don't know if that was the cup or his body. He wanted to quit. Like, he didn't want to fight anymore. So he gave up. I think he has problem like his body or something. And then you had the fact that he get hurt a lot. Like the fights that he wins sometimes he still get hurt. So I think they can both get hurt, honestly. Tybura's been hurt a bunch. His defense is not good. He's slow. And Delija hit hard. And on the ground, they could both, get ground and pound or some shit like that. But I do think Tybura fought Tom Aspinall and Nick Parkin. It's like 2 of the main training partner of Delija. He trained with them for a long time. So you have to think he's going to be ready and have a good game plan. But at the same time, he's more dangerous than Nick Parkin. And Nick Parkin almost had Tybura in round 2. He was pounding him out. So that could happen here. But I think Tybura could maybe get on top and go to work as well. So I think it's going to be a close fight. I gave Delija a bit more finishing upside and big moments upside, and because of that, I'm going to pick him. But I don't have a strong read on who's going to win, honestly.
All right. Pays out of max bet on Tybura. You would have thought, bro. Good fight. Guess I'm leaning Tybura, but we're passing. Damn, yeah. I tricked you all up. Pace Fernandes is like, hey there, Delija. Marcin's, yep, went over that. Keita, the athlete, bro, Tybura's ass off his back, too. I mean, they both are. Tybura is washed, but he somehow robbed Mick Parkin. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Key, not capping the armbar is nasty work, bro. I don't know how you didn't see that coming. Buggy choke. Tybura was on top. That was a good time to take a bathroom break. Bad news, definitely. Tybura so ass is getting KO'd. Tybura heel hook. Way too obvious. This is the best. I think this is the most important one. This is the most pick'em of all pick'em fights. PTSD leg bake. Under a good look.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I think what is the odds on? What is the under?
I think it's minus 130 right now.
Is it 1.5 or 2.5?
No, it's 2.5.
I mean, but at that One,
2.5
what's the
heavyweight fight.
number on that? And two, I think like Auntie's or Marcine's only dropped like one person in his whole career in the UFC.
And drop seen him hurt this guy a bunch of times.
No, but it could be ground and pound type shit, you know. And I think Delija is fragile, honestly.
Is Delija that bad of a grappler to get positionally TKO'd? Like,
Drop, is there something you're not telling us?
No, probably not. But I think that, yeah, I think Delija has more KO upside. Obviously, I just think he's more likely to finish. That's what I said. But if Tybura finished, it wouldn't surprise me. And then the UFC debut shit. Sometimes we see a lot of things happen. But yeah, I think Delija KO is more likely than anything else in the finishing upside of the fight. But I could still see Tybura finishing him.
Okay, next fight we have is let's move right on here. Kyle Fernandes, he's fighting late notice Harry Hardwick Houdini, 13-3-1. Kyle Fernandes, 10-2. Odds in these two gentlemen, you can get Fernandes minus 155, Hardwick plus 135. Key, I'm pretty sure Hardwick's your boy, right? Do you like this guy?
yeah, I fuck with the Hardwick brothers. George? I know it's a trend to hate them apparently, but
is it the George guy you like? Which one was it? The guy
yeah, George.
Tag on Contender Series.
Yeah, George got cooked by Al Sawadi, made Al Sawadi look like a Golden Gloves boxer.
Yeah, that's maybe why he's guy too. Same sense.
But I think that here, Hardwick is. I don't know exactly how to feel about this fight because Fernandes is a guy that. In the past has shown gas issues, but then he beats the shit out of Guram last fight, and Guram looks like he's 70 years old in fight years now, which is just crazy to think about from a guy that beat Gamrod and we thought was going to have such a bright future at one time. But I think that here I can count on Harry to come forward. I know that Harry's going to throw volume. I do think that Fernandes is the correct favorite. And I'm excited for this fight because Harry's going to force a fight. I know that much. He's going to come forward. He's going to throw volume. He does have some tricky chokes. I think that he's just an active fighter, a really active fighter. And I don't think that Fernandes is going to get the pace that he wants, but I could see Fernandes bonking Harry because Harry does leave openings on the feet, as both brothers do. But I think that Fernandes could end up bonking him, and he's probably the more fluid and plus athlete in this matchup. With the UFC experience, he has the full training camp here. So I think that all signs point to Fernandes being the rightful favorite, and I will pick him to win the fight. But I think that Harry's going to put up a fight. I think that Harry is going to walk into the fire. I could see Fernandes knocking him out. I could see Harry having a lot of success in late round 2 and round 3 too. But this is a fun fight. I don't think that either Hardwick brother is like champ material or ever top 10 material. But those guys are both fun. They create good fights. And I think that I think that George will follow soon. And hopefully he gets 2 more wins in Cage Warriors and gets a UFC call like his brother. It would be dope to see them both in the UFC.
Would it be though? They kind of stink.
I'd rather see them than Jimmy fucking Drago.
But hey, low blow, man. Low blow. It's too soon for that. Drav, change the pace here. This is getting nasty.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have much to say. I didn't really look into this one. I've bet against Fernandes. I took ZM, like I said, minus 265. Fernandes has decent leg kicks. Obviously, he's on a full camp here. And he's a UFC guy, but, he looked good as of late. But like he said, Guram looked absolutely washed in that fight. And I think Fernandes has some cardio issues. But, Hardwick is kind of a pressure, pace guy. He's going to go to the body. He's going to pressure you, make you tired, and go to work. So that could be a pat. But, he's on really short notice here. I don't really know what to think about it. He's going up a weight class as well. So, yeah, I think Fernandes is probably going to win, but I need to look more into it.
Yeah, I'm on Fernandes here. I want to see him beat the brakes off this guy Hardwick. Look how he's just hittable. Gomis, what are you thinking?
I actually haven't taped this fight yet, so I have no opinion.
You and me both, bro. You and me both. We're just gonna fade Hardwick anyway. All right, let's move on here. Next fight is a good one. Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Sam Patterson is minus 175. Trey Waters plus 150. Trey Waters finally has to fight some guy that's actually his height with the same similar reach. Sam Patterson, ever since the Ashmoos knockout, 3 wins in a row, left-handed god, knocked him out. He's a good grappler, good striker. Drav, tell me why Sam Patterson's going to win this fight by whichever way he wants.
I think Sam Patterson by heel hook, leg lock, like something like that. I think that's really live. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think it could be a close fight. Don't get me wrong. Like on the feet, I think Trey Waters is the better boxer. I think Patterson's the better kicker. I like his leg kicks. I think he potentially have a bit more power on the feet as well. And Trey Water, to me, he has big flaws in his game. The first one being he can't get off the clinch. If you go back if you go back and watch the Benjamin Bennett fight, he was down 2-0. The guy clinch him like 4 times in round 3. The ref keep breaking the clinch. They gave him a free win there because like Bennett was tired and still going in the clinch, and Water was not able to get off, and he got the knockout after that, but he got lucky to win that fight. And then even against Billy Goff, he got control in the clinch a bit. Billy Goff took his back at some point. So I just think, like, even against Bonfim, it was close on the feet, but as soon as he got taken down, he got instantly submitted. And Patterson, to me, is a really good grappler. He got his BJJ black belt recently. He's improving at a fast rate, Patterson. Let's be real. Knock out Danny Borralho, I bet him there, but let's just be honest. I didn't think he would knock them out like that. So that was impressive. I think he takes shot better at 170 as well. He took some big shot against Danny Borralho. It didn't phase him. He's still hittable. That's a concern. But Trey Water, honestly, he's just a one-dimensional boxer. He's tall and long, but that's something Sam Patterson can match. And even in the boxing, he doesn't separate. He doesn't. It's just the facts. And he's hittable. His body language is not good as the fight extends. He fight with his hands down. He can be backing up. He can get cracked. But yeah, he's a decent boxer, I guess. Like, his hands are good, but he's kind of simple to read. 1-2 down the middle, decent jab. But yeah, some fights he get hurt. Sometimes he gets control. Even the fight that he won on the regional against that guy, Jalen Fuller, right? He got hurt in that fight. The Bannon fight I've mentioned, not really a good look. Josh Quinlan, yeah, he won that fight like 30-27. Josh Quinlan is 6-4 now. He's losing fight on the regional, getting finished too. So I don't think it's a good win. And the Billy Goff fight was a really close fight that, he got a win. Congrats to him. But I think Sam Patterson is bigger than Billy Goff, obviously, but he's also a way better grappler. I think he's the only one in the fight with big favorite upside. It could be, like, I know Sam doesn't have the best wrestling, but he could get him like a trip or a body lock takedown or something. And I think one takedown could be the fight. The BJJ difference is massive. And I think it's going to be close on the feet. And also, Trey Water is coming back after a knee ACL. He did a knee recrunch. I don't know how to say it, bro. But he had like to not train for months. I think it's 8 months or something like that. So now he's back after that. How is he going to look? Maybe he's going to look good, but I don't know. There's just something that I don't really like as well. So yeah, I think Sam is going to win here. But it's just a matter of, do you think there's still value in the current price? I think that there's potentially value still. It's minus
175.
Yeah, it's minus 175. Yeah. I don't like it as much, but I still think it's decent. Potentially under makes sense too. But
I think it'd be minus 200 here, bro. This is the line of the wait.
It could be. It's just, if you got a much better price, you're looking at that line, you're like, I play him minus 145. That's why I'm. But yeah, I cap him around 65%, 65 to 70%, depending on how much grappling upside I project him to have. That's the only tricky part, because like I said, his wrestling is not all that good. And Trey Water has good takedown defense, but I think he can still win on the feet and win on the ground. So I guess 70% makes sense probably. So yeah, there's still value. It's just, if he get bunked because he's hittable. I've bet him at plus 2xx last fight, and now we bet him at chalk, and I don't want to lay too much chalk. That's the only worry per se.
Yeah. I don't think I bet him last fight. I bet against him with Ashmoos in that fight. I bet Ashmoos there. Probably got lucky. Now I saw minus 170 all week. Finally got in at minus 150 when there was a buyback on Patterson. I think it hits the ground. Any sort of grappling, Sam Patterson is going to show complete levels there on the feet, like I mentioned before. Now Trey Waters actually has to fight someone his size, and he's not fighting a guy in Quinlan who's a brawler, Billy Goff who's a brawler. Both guys shorter, have to close distance, pain in the ass. So I don't know. Trey Waters' day has come. Sam Patterson's going to do it live. Key, what do you think?
Yeah, I know everybody loves Sam Patterson. Loves Sam Patterson now, and I get it. Whenever he was big dog eyes, of course I can understand loving him. But I think now in a fight like this, I think this is somewhat close. I do give Patterson the grappling upside here, but I think it's important to note that like Patterson's the guys he's seeing on the mat are like white belt levels. Like you're talking Kiefer Crosby, Johan Linnes, like these guys are awful on the mat. So I get it. He's looked very dominant on the mat, but like
you got some good front choke against good Russian on the regional though.
Yeah, and I think that his BJJ is solid, but people are acting like he's a one takedown and the fight is over guy against damn near everybody, and that's just not the case in my opinion. I think that in this fight, Waters is going to fight behind that jab, and I could see it too over the top, cracking Sam and hurting him badly. Because I get it, Sam, yes, the Barlow win looks good, and it looks good on paper to have that KO. But Sam is still making all of the same mistakes that got him knocked out. Bad kicks in range, chin is up, tall man defense. I mean, he still makes all of those same mistakes. Nothing has changed. It's just the results have changed a little bit. So for that reason, I'm not open to betting him at these types of prices against guys I think that he's outmatched against striking wise. And the reason why I did not bet Waters is one is the knee reconstruction, ACL tear, and blah blah blah. That's bad stuff, of course. But two, I think that his decision making is awful. I think he fights like a complete dumbass at times. I think that he admires his work a little bit too much. I think that he rates himself a little bit more than he actually is, and just doesn't show the urgency that I'd like him to show personally in certain grappling exchanges, and even on the feet whenever he touches guys up. Again, going back to him admiring his work too much. So I can see Patterson getting it done here. I think that he has advantages in the grappling. I think that he can cage push and find time up against the clinch. But at range, I would not be surprised to see him get hurt because, again, he makes all of those same mistakes that got him knocked out the first time. All of those mistakes are still there. He backs up. His straight lines, chin is super high when exchanging. I mean, it's a coin flip every time he goes to exchange, in my opinion, of who's getting bonked. So it just happened to be Barlow who got bonked in that instant of that fight. And I agree, he shouldn't have been that wide of a dog to begin with. But that's not like some crazy performance, like career-changing performance, like everybody's acting like it is. So I think that here I side with Patterson. But again, I am very, very much lower on him than the rest of the panel here.
The only thing key is like who is Trey Water best win and best performance?
Yeah, that's very true. And I'm, again, not betting Waters and side with Patterson from a pick perspective, but I just don't think that like minus 150, minus 140, I'm not paying those prices on a guy that I believe still makes really like elementary type of mistakes on the feet against a guy who I know does have solid boxing at the very least.
Gomis, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I think this is a good fight for Patterson. You guys pretty much hit all the points already, but I think if he gets his fight to the ground, he's going to go to work. I just like him from a holistic perspective. I just like his MMA skills better than Waters. Waters kind of gets away with some really bad tendencies against a lesser level of competition, but I don't think that happens here against Patterson. I actually think Billy Goff had a case against Waters, and I think Patterson is a level above Goff. The length, finally Waters meets his match in terms of length. Much better grappler. I think Patterson's going to get it done. I think if he gets the grappling going here, I think he's likely going to finish the fight on the mat, and I think if he doesn't finish, he's going to get the dominant positions.
Yeah. All right. Let's go right here real quick. Hardwick Bros, we have the McMillan O'Malley family. Yeah, I'm surprised that kid's head didn't get ripped off. Shout out Poofo doing the beat. He made us a mixtape or like a song. It was awesome. So shout out to you, bro.
We might have to play that sooner than later. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll do it. One of these shows we'll play it live. Can't get to Sam Chalks.
Yeah, that's true. But I would counter review that.
Sounds good.
I don't think Trey Water looked all that good over 15 against Billy Goff, but
I'll take a shot on Waters by KO or unders, both live.
Yeah, I think under good.
Yeah, Waters did tear his ACL in round 1 of that fight, and that explains some of the movement issues he had because he was moving much slower than usual compared to some of his other fights.
That's fair, yeah.
All right. Next fight we have here is a quick one. Brad Tavares versus Robert Bryczak. Robert Bryczak 17-6. Brad Tavares 21-10. If you don't know these guys by now. Brad minus 212. Robert Bryczak plus 182. I mean, anyone on the panel have any interest in Tavares minus 212 in 2025?
Absolutely
I don't have interest. Like, I mean, Peg, you wanted to play him before Key kind of diss you in the DM. Like you said, Brad Tavares is only minus 250 against this guy. I remember.
Yeah, right, bro.
But yeah, now you don't want to do it anymore, don't you? But yeah, I think Brad should win. Don't get me wrong. He's the better fighter, way more experience, but it's just that his durability is declining. And I think this Robert guy, the thing he has is he has power. That's the only thing you can say he has. But yeah, Brad should outwork him, but he has not looked good in a long time, Brad Tavares. So yeah, I think he should win, but I'm not paying the price to find out.
Gomis, anything different here?
No, I mean, Bryczak looked awful in his UFC debut, but I also kind of think that's why the price might be a little too high here. I mean, Tavares doesn't necessarily have any kind of stopping power. He's not going to offensively grapple. It just kind of limits his ceiling. I mean, it's Bryczak or pass, definitely. It's hard to unsee that first UFC fight, though. So yeah, I do get passing, but I do think he's a better fighter than what he showed there.
Key, anything different from your end?
Yeah, I very much echo Gomis' sentiments here. Like getting styled on by Ihor for 15 minutes is just like really hard to watch and like want to back you after that, especially that was your last performance over a year ago and some change. Like that's a little tough. And it is important to note that he was getting ready for Duraev, I believe, in that fight, and got Ihor on short notice. So like I get it, your camp was probably very wrestling heavy, but to get styled on by Ihor for 15 minutes is just unacceptable. It was a weird fight with some eye pokes and nut shots, I believe, and some weird pauses. But it showed that Bryczak's process on the feet is very limited if he's not finding a big shot. And I do think he could bonk Tavares here. And I was actually like really heavily debating betting this at plus 210, I believe it was earlier, whenever I was taping it. But I just can't. I can't get down on it. I think that Tavares is just a better mixed martial artist. I can see a nasty 29-28 decision. Tavares does have the better gas tank. And Tavares is like, I mean, while Tavares has taken damage and been hurt, he like was eating some fucking shots from RoboCop early. Like that was not some like just complete steamroll. Like and that's a guy with, in my opinion, better, much more physicality than compared to a guy like Bryczak, obviously. So it's a pass fight for me. I hope Tavares wins so I don't feel bad for passing on Bryczak.
Yeah, I think he's got to be dog or pass. All right.
Guys, I'm just going to jump in real quick. I got to run. It was great talking to you. I hope you have a great card this weekend. Really, really, really appreciate you having me on.
No, you too, man. You too. Hope everything's well. Thanks for joining us. We'll have you on again soon, I'm sure.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Take care.
Later, guys. All right.
We have the best fight.
Where's Duryev? Thank you, Gomis. That thank you will never be seen again. Champ, how's that feel? Let's see. Brad's going on for the most in his career of all time. Give me underdog. I like Bryczak too. Underdog. Fuck him. Fuck ye. We're going live. We're doing it live. Give me 2 units on Bryczak plus 200.
You hear this guy talking. You hear what?
Yeah, the streets remember.
Gomis was the fakest mole. All right. Next fight, Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. Pick'em fight, minus 110 apiece, I think. Actually, no. Gustafsson's minus 120. Rinat's minus 100 or minus 102. I'll go first here. Gotta be Gustafsson. And here's why. There's no other way to put it other than to beat a guy in Rinat. You got guys like Carlos Leal. You got guys like ECD. All these guys, what you need is a person who's got an unlimited gas tank, a ton of autism, and just won't fuck off. And Rinat may look good early, may shoot takedowns, may do shit like that. I think Gustafsson could stay alive. And all you got to do is outlet. Everyone knows the game plan to beat Rinat. Survive a minute, round and a half at most, and you're alive. And guess what? Rinat off the back foot, not that good. So I think Gustafsson's going to fucking pressure cook this guy with fucking autism and whatever you want to call it is that he has.
Bro, you're so sharp. I can. Like, I'm going to have to tell you.
It doesn't get more sharp than this because most people are afraid to say it. I'll say it. It is what you have to do. But yeah, no, it's a clear Gustafsson side for me. I'm just pissed I missed the plus size. I wish I taped it or got to tape it earlier. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Anyone have anything different to say here?
I think Rinat's going to smash him.
Yeah, right. What do you actually think?
No, I mean,
I know you couldn't go into tapes and be like, oh, wow, Rinat's actually going to beat this guy.
Look at the picture. Just who do you think is going to win if you look at this? Like,
yeah, you look at it, you think Rinat. I mean, dude, Rinat is like the biggest bust to see it happen. Peggy says, you like Gus, then bet him live. I'll bet him live. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to not see Rinat having success early, honestly, just because he carry power early. It's kind of weird because like he can't hurt a lot of guys early on, but as the fight extends, he doesn't really hurt anyone. So yeah, he does have power, and Gustafsson is really hittable. So that could be something. And what made me kind of lean Gustafsson is the clinch. He's really good in the clinch, but he's also fucking strong. I've looked into his Instagram. He has some videos on YouTube about him lifting shit, like lifting a lot of weight, and he's one of the strongest dude ever or something like that. It's kind of crazy. The guy is built like a truck. And if I watch Dalby working Rinat in the clinch, having success there, being in a close fight with Dalby, the difference between Gus and Dalby is Gus is much stronger in the clinch, but he's also way more dangerous, right? And he's also a cardio machine. So I think Rinat is going to have a hard time getting takedowns here. And even if he does get takedown, I've seen Gustafsson taking down, but he goes right back up. Like his get-up game is really good. And if Rinat has to, chain takedowns over and over again and doesn't get any top control to rest, I think he's going to slow down. And on the feet, I think it's probably going to be close. But yeah, distance, Rinat's a bit better. He's not that technical or whatsoever, but Gustafsson is so hittable. But Gustafsson is not going to stay at distance. He's going to close the distance, go full Mongolian, and go in the clinch, go to work. You can say what you want about that Chaos William performance, right? Chaos, not the best grappler, everything like that. But Chaos William hit like a truck, and he's a strong dude. And, he took some big shots. And the way he beat his ass in round 2 and 3 was really impressive. If it was not Chaos William, if it was Rinat in round 3, he would have finished him, honestly. Chaos shown a ton of heart. And we've seen Rinat in sketchy round 3 before. And look into his last 3 fights. He has a draw against ZDS where he almost got finished in round 3, right? He got hit with a nasty body kick. Gus is going to... maybe he will early, but is Gustafsson going to let him have any space to,
justice for the streets? Chaos.
I just think he's going to work him in the clinch. And yeah, I know Chaos was at like Planet Fitness or something like that. He didn't have
no camp, nothing.
He still has power. I think he hit harder than Rinat, honestly. So yeah, I think that
hits harder than Rinat. Are you kidding?
What you said?
Chaos 100% hits harder than Rinat.
But that's what I'm saying. Gustafsson took those shots. It didn't really phase him. So even if he wasn't on the full camp, he still has power. So yeah, I just think that he's not going to leave him space. They're going to work in the clinch, and I think Gus is stronger in the clinch. I think he's more dangerous in the clinch. I think he has better cardio. I think he's going to look better in round 2 and 3. And if you get on top and of Rinat in round 3, and Rinat is tired. He's just gonna go with those ground and pounds. So yeah, it's gonna be a close fight overall. I think Rinat probably win round 1 at a decent clip, and Gus win round 3 at a decent clip. But yeah, you look into Rinat last 3 wins, like he got the draw that he was lucky he didn't get finished in. The fight against Carlos Leal, we all know it's a fucking robbery. And the fight against Dalby, it's a really close fight. 29-28 could have gone either way. So yeah, I think Gus here is going to be bigger, stronger, better cardio. I think he's going to win. But yeah, I'm not too confident, obviously. It could be like a market overcorrection or something like that. So be careful about this one. But I think Gus is the side. But yeah, now it's the line is a bit gone, but I still think he wins.
Key, what are you thinking?
He kind of looked like McGregor. Look at him.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this fight. I guess Gus could pull this off, but I mean, this isn't chaos at all. Like, Rinat is going to be able to defend takedowns. He has power early. It's not that I think that he knocks Gus out or anything, but I think that he could do enough to win 2 rounds. It's not like Gus is going to sit there and sub him or some shit. Maybe he just beats the shit out of him to the point where Rinat just gives up, but I don't really see that happening. Rinat's gotten two straight fights of having cardio issues. I have to imagine he's still at ATT, right?
Yeah.
I have to imagine that the ATT water's still great. And I assume he's probably getting a little bit more from the back now at this point after gassing out 2 times. So who knows? This is it's like watching the Sped kids fight at recess or something. This is
hell yeah, it is, and we know who the bigger retard is.
Oh yeah, we know for sure.
I probably shouldn't have said that on video, but it is what it is. Yeah, Gustafsson, easy money. Next fight, the main event of the evening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. 1 second, I gotta go to a different website for this. Please hold, guys. Someone talk about something.
Yeah, I think it's Chanel Dyer next week on.
You're goddamn right, it is. But she is.
What is that?
I'm not going to speak on that fight, but.
I know why you don't want to do it, but
which fight?
You don't want to give information before the line.
We're actually in for a treat.
I feel ways about that fight that fights have never made me feel.
Next fight, we have Sam Hughes versus Shauna Bannon. Sam Hughes is sitting at -310. Shauna Bannon +260. This is kind of like when you look at
tell us. You said that you think Shauna Bannon is really.
I mean, we look at these 2 pictures.
No, but you said in DM, you said she's really hot. I think you buy her OnlyFans. You can tell
who is this?
Shannon Bannon.
No. Because you gotta look.
Egg is pirating Shauna Bannon OnlyFans content.
These aren't my type of feet. The toenails are painted. She's oiled up. That's not for me. I want Mongolian toes, like this, Hobbit feet. She doesn't even have a big toe. Her big toe doesn't even have a nail on it. So we're talking Hobbit feet versus pedicure and spa feet. I mean, this speaks for itself. This little gremlin's going to eat this bitch alive. So Sam Hughes -310, lock of the week. Done. Breakdown over for me. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, I fuck with Sam Page. Seems like her career has changed since getting on some good strength and conditioning. I know that she's got a strength and condition boyfriend coach, and that's been a major change in her life, and she's talked about that. But her wrestling has gotten better offensively.
Gives her steroids. That's the trick.
No, I think the Sam is dash is. She's the definition of learning on the job.
Someone said, "Put up your hands."
But I think that Sam is the definition of learning on the job. She's gotten a lot better. She's just overall has just shown a lot of improvement in her game, offensively wrestling, but even in the boxing. Like, Yasmin outboxed her cleanly, yes, but like Sam did not like get completely fried, like how most people would against somebody that's as good as Yasmin, boxing wise, and somebody that doesn't have insane power or physicality like some of the girls who have bonked Yasmin. But I think that here Sam should look fine. Shauna Bannon's push kicks are bullshit. Maybe some tricky BJJ off her back, but nothing Sam hasn't seen before. I think that Sam wins a clean decision. But I feel bad for everybody that bet Puja. But honestly, looking back at that fight,
I bet Puja.
I thought that Puja was dominating like before retake. I thought that Puja was like cooking her in that fight, but Puja got backed up the whole round one and then finally bonked her and then got subbed. So it wasn't like Puja looked minus 500 or some shit. She just bonked her and then had no idea how to grapple. So, but I think that Sam here covers all bases here. She should get it done.
Yo, that Cogden knockout was so vicious.
Yeah, I saw it.
He was out on the
APL
feet. He was fully out on the feet, and he just ran up and clapped him on the chin.
That was crazy. That was nasty. If he doesn't get that knockout with his end, right, and the ref stop it after the kick, people would have say early stop it, and then you just put him out cold.
Pepe has a crazy comment.
Really? I didn't see it.
That's a hilarious comment, dog.
I can't think cardio goes crazy because she dates brothers. That is wild. Wait, is her boyfriend's a brother?
Yes.
Ah.
I think he's like a former football player or something. He's huge.
What's her boyfriend's name? Who is this?
Damn, you want to date?
No, bro. Not my type.
Yeah, actually.
Peg wants next.
No, it's not my cup of tea.
The guy is right. You just said I don't think Rinat's at ATT now, based on his Instagram.
So where the hell is he?
The last, maybe he still is, because the last post he did at ATT was July 29. So after that, he went to another place. I don't know where it is.
He's been in the mountains, fucking shooting steroids in his ass. He's gonna come through ready.
He's gonna come through just like Hamzat looked and go 5 rounds of wrestling and look like he could do it again.
Hamzat Chimaev by decision. You know.
Yeah.
Who said it? But yeah, this fight I don't care about. Sam Hughes should win. It's just, Shannon Bannon. He is so high on her. You think that she has some high ceiling. I don't see it personally, but yeah, I think Sam should cook. She's gonna pressure her. She could get takedowns. I think she's gonna win, but she's always been an underdog. Now she's a big favorite. It's kind of sketchy a bit, but yeah, I think she should win this fight. Shannon Bannon is more interested in posting things on OnlyFans for Pegasus. So
would you look at that? Her boyfriend's name is Rob Starr. My name also Rob. 2 brothers. Would you look at that? 2 brothers.
Ah, damn.
All right. So Sam Page 2-3, all the marbles. I think so too. I think I said that in the chat earlier this week in the Edge Zone Discord that we're also in. I said, yeah, listen, Sam Hughes by decision is probably a good bet, but like, if she starts cooking this bitch, she might beat the brakes off her. Anna wants to be a model and be on the world stage and be pretty in there. Sam Hughes is looking to kick your fucking ass. So there's a difference here. All right. Time for the cycle parlay and we'll get out of here. Who's going first?
We don't do this anymore. We're retired.
Dude, this kid this is unbelievable. I was a New Yorker, born and raised my whole life.
Yeah, this guy from Connecticut, man.
Dogfather moves from the South and he moves none other than Brooklyn to live. Out of
Bro,
all
you're not a
girls
fucking New Yorker. You didn't even know Dipset or Joel Santana.
I mean,
you're
dude,
cooked, bro.
You guys, you wouldn't understand.
You're from Connecticut. You went soft as soon as you got to Connecticut.
Unbelievable. All right, cycle parlay.
What about a Putin? You guys need to hate a Putin. A Putin.
We gotta go to Canada and try poutine live.
I'll show you guys a good poutine.
Dude, I think the day we all meet live is going to be hysterical. I could stand on Rob's shoulders and we still won't be Key's height, and it'll be great.
Oh no, we're gonna look so small. He's like 6'3" or something.
So, the poutine parlay.
Poutine parlay.
All right.
Ooh, I like that. Okay,
right,
let's do one.
Rob's gonna do Keita by KO. What was that, plus 300?
I think it's plus 350 or something. I saw it on Rivers.
Okay.
But it's only props for main card though, so we need to do a parlay on the main card for that. But yeah. Oh fuck, my shit's not loading. I think it's plus 360.
All right. I'm gonna go with
Shannon Bannon by submission.
Key. Do you have a good read on a submission prop? 'Cause I have one in mind right now.
Either you're thinking Patterson or BSD.
Yeah, I'm thinking Sam Patterson by submission. Not
You can go Sam Patterson by submission.
I'm gonna do Sam Patterson by sub. The only reason I'm not thinking I don't think BSD is because listen, if you're in the room with Chow Borralho, my coach, Gene Silva, Brito Acaro, all these guys down there's no way you have no jiu-jitsu. There's no way you're fighting in the gym like that.
Anybody can tap whenever their dog tired, though.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that would be crazy.
You're gonna be dog tired in round 2 and 3.
Yeah, he's gonna be in hell. So, but I'll say
if you guys want to have one right now, we need to do main card.
So you want to do one full one and then one main card?
No, I mean props on main card. If you want to parlay that,
I'll go Kyle by decision, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
This parlay is actually going to hit, which is crazy.
I mean, we say Keita KO, KO, Borralho decision,
and Sam Patterson by sub.
We can do that. BSD by sub, then it is.
Are you, dude? Why can't we do that? What do you mean? It's
bro,
right here.
It's main fucking card. Sam Hughes is not on the main card peg.
No, Sam Patterson, bro. Sam Patterson.
He's still. I don't think he's on the main card. Is he?
No, dude. Sam Patterson by sub is out on Bet Online.
Yeah, but we can parlay that, dog. We need to parlay something that is on commercial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, should we do Paul Craig by sub for the vibes?
No.
All right, fine. BSD by sub.
Bro, I'm not gonna do these fucking parlays anymore. You always losing.
All right, BSD by sub.
It's 7. It's 7 is bro. I don't even know how to talk. 76 to 1.
76 plus 7,600.
Yeah. Keita KO, Borralho decision.
What are the odds on these? What are the odds on these?
BSD submission plus 575, Borralho decision plus 150, Keita KO plus 360.
Okay. 350.
Yeah. 350. $50 return you 3.8K.
All right, and if you want to take the real parlay, throw Patterson in when line drop. That's the real parlay. Pay about to parlay Bet Online with FanDuel. All right, so that says at this point, just take Ruffy by sub and get it over with. Pepe, what decision do you like? Mason by sub.
We want to know Pepe.
Reese McKee. Reese McKee by decision. I'm taking Reese McKee straight up, bro. Fuck it. I can't wait to do that. I'm gonna have so many bets. My slate's gonna look so fucking hideous. It's gonna look like Sam Hughes' feet. But by the end, the results are gonna look like Shauna Bannon's ass. On that note, we're done. On that note, I'm out of here. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. All right.
Yes. In the Discord. I just want to say, sign up to my odd shoppers for UFC Paris, biggest card of the year. I dropped multiple bombs. I went crazy. We opened a Discord also for the boys and the odd shoppers. I know people complain about the notification systems and all of that. So now link your Discord and the odd shoppers. Join in. You're gonna be in there with me and the guys talking fights, and you're gonna have the play right away on Discord. Maybe some live play in here. Who knows? But you need to sign up for UFC Paris. That's my fighters on this card, and I'm going to have an amazing card, I can tell. So, yeah, I can't wait. It's honestly my favorite card of the year outside of the last pay-per-view. So, really excited for it. Looking forward to it. And I have maybe a little bit too much on the line, but I'm ready. So, let's fucking go.
Yeah, and obviously, key 3 picks. You send them a screenshot of you being subbed to give you a discount for all the nonsense he has going on in his life.
Yeah, if anyone's able to send me a good sentence in French in DM on Twitter, I'll hook you up with a promo code for the Discord. Good sentence. Don't Google Translate. Not 3 words. A good sentence in French. I'm gonna hook you up with something for this Paris card. Let's go.
All right, and that sounds good. Obviously, the Beat the Line broadcast. You want to talk with all of us? Discord is in the link below. Thanks. Sub, comment. by Colossus Tabernacle. What the fuck is that?
That's actually good. You need to be in Quebec to know what it is. It's Calice de Tabarnak. It's really like we always say that.
Bring up Pepe's comment, bro.
Well, what it is? Show it to me. I didn't see it.
Where is it? Which one?
He said Pegasus is recording from a hotel room waiting for an escort.
Yeah,
Dude,
if my girlfriend ever actually watched the end of my shows, I'd be in trouble.
You guys need to say it. Calice de Tabarnak. Say it. Let's go.
Calice
de Tabarnak.
Calice Tabernacle.
Noir Saint Denis. All right. On that note, Alan Perez pulling up the pegs. All right, guys. That's the show. We'll be back UFC next week, right?
Yeah.
I think it is. But then our Contender Series next week, UFC next week. We're gonna go
best
crazy.
women's fight in a long time on Dana White Contender Series.
Next week is UFC No J.
That's such a shit card.
Yo, by the way, I already bet Gene Silva minus 210. Lock of the week.
Yeah, you're just smashing the opener always. Come on, bro.
Nah, listen, it's not the opener. If you have DraftKings, you could have bet it too. Don't be like these guys. Bet with Pegasus. Join the Discord. It's free. Goodbye.